Let's write some more code. Suppose that after we've done something like this with the value of sum, we want to write a counted loop that adds some more values to sum. So a counted loop in Java looks like this. Okay. So the loop is composed of three parts. This is the initial declaration of the variable I and the value that it receives for a start, which is 0. Okay. The loop is going to then test to see whether or not that value is less than 20, which it is. So it's going to proceed through and do that thing once. We'll add 3 to the value of the current value of sum, and then the loop will come back up to repeat. In order to repeat, it's going to increment the value of I to the next value. So I will now become 1. It's going to test to see whether or not I is still less than 20. And if it is, it's going to add 3 more to sum. Okay. We've been using the debugger for a start. And the interesting thing about the debugger is that this code that we wrote, we tested both by printing a statement and with the debugger, and we know it's correct. So you can essentially remove that breakpoint because you know that code is good, and you can move the breakpoint down a little farther in the code to the new code that you've written. This little process of writing some code, testing it with the debugger by setting a breakpoint, then going back and writing some more code and testing the new code is going to happen over and over again as you program. So let's go see what this new code does. We'll hit the debug. And now this time, notice that we stop. We've skipped all of this code. It's run really, really fast. And now we've reached the point in the program where we're about to do the loop. Okay. Notice right now that since we haven't done the loop yet, nothing has been executed. There's no value for I. If you step once, you'll see that the I variable will get its initial value of 0. At this point, we're going to do the test. I is going to be less than 20, so it's going to go in and do the body of the loop. So we'll step over, and we'll see that the value of sum has been increased by 3. And notice that the debugger is highlighting the fact that sum has changed by putting the line in yellow. Notice the value of I is still 0. We've gone back up to the top of the loop, but the I++ hasn't been done yet. So we'll do one more step over. That changes the value of I to 1. It tests the value of I. 1 is less than 20, so we're going to proceed to increment the sum again. And you can do step over, step over, step over, and you can see the value of I continues to change. And eventually, at some point, when I hits the value of being exactly equal to 20, last iteration, it now exits and the value of I disappears, and we've finished the loop. We'll terminate that program because we're done with it, and we'll move on to looking at something else.